Racing on Thursday takes place out at the Vaal. We are racing on Thursday, and it is the original track out at the Vaal. 8 races on the program, and race number 1 is set to get underway at 12:15. It is the start of the bipot. It's a maiden plate fillies and mares over 1200 meters. Joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen. And Alistair, how you been?
Yeah, good day, Raheel. Obviously, no chat for quite a while. I've been given D's for the last few meetings,
yes.
So nice to chat to you yet again. Yeah, all good. It's been a little bit quiet in Joburg. I have actually been in Joburg for the last few days. I'll be heading back to Cape Town on Wednesday night, just for a few days. But we have had our first rains in Joburg. We do obviously record this about 27 hours before race 1 runs, and Wednesday morning has been cloudy, no rain, and it's expected to clear. But the point that I'm getting at is that the tracks are going to turn for the better now. I think we'll start to see more true results. We'll hopefully start to see some bigger fields on the half vault as well now that the rains have come, and trainers can start to sort of avoid the hard tracks and any potential sort of speed bumps that there are out there. So yeah, always an exciting time of the year, and at least the garden's gone green. As for this card, you mentioned that we're on the original track. High number draws look the way to go on this card, so perhaps bear that in mind when structuring your play.
Let's get into race number 1, 12:15, the off time. And here your favorite is number 9, Miss Leah, at 17-10. Sonic Jet is at 3-1. 7-2, Cat O'Clock. 11-2, Arctic Silver. It's then 16-1. And Better Ball those. Now, Miss Leah ran an absolute cracker on debut when finishing second. And then last time out, she went down at very short odds behind Crimson Cloud. But that form line has held up to date, and I see that she does return off a rest. She's got a high number draw, and she could be the horse that punters look towards in race number 1.
Yeah, Raheel, I'd say that she makes the most appeal in the first race on the card. Paul Matchett, obviously the daughter of Talk of the Town, comes off a small layoff of 89 days. Pilasande and Paulie takes a ride. You mentioned the form line that's held up from the last run where Crimson Cloud won. Just to give a bit of clarity on who's come out and franked that form, Saigon Susie finished just in front of Miss Leah, and Together Again finished just behind Miss Leah. They've come out and won, and there have been a few place getters that were well and truly beaten on that occasion that were behind Miss Leah. So I think that all stacks up positively for this daughter of Talk of the Town. As you mentioned, high number draw, that's going to play in her favour. I don't think it's a straightforward race because there's quite a bit of form to work with here. I mean, Cat O'Clock is just so overdue. She drops in distance to 1200 metres. Maybe that'll be the catalyst, but I don't think she's the type of filly that we can be too confident about, despite the fact Gavin Lorena takes a ride. Gavin's absolutely flying at the moment, no matter where he goes. Sonic Jet will have some sort of claims but comes off a layoff, but I'd always respect the fact that Muzi Yenny takes a ride for Corey Lensley. When they team up, there's generally some good moves. And then watch the market on the first timers. I think Sean Terry might be sitting on a few promising 3-year-olds that we don't know too much about. I have no idea if one of them pops up on this card, because you've got a couple in the next race as well, but just watch the market on those. Obviously Shamoon is a well-bred daughter of One World, who I'd anticipate will be more effective over further, being out of a Silvano mare. So all in all, with the vulnerabilities and the question marks about the others, number 9 Miss Leah looks a hard horse to beat. In the bipot, I'd go 2 and 9, but leave it open-ended for potentially well-supported first-timer in the opener.
Yeah, keep an eye on the market in race number 1, but Miss Leah, the one to beat. Moving along to race number 2 now, maiden plate over 1200 meters, and race number 2 will be the start of that place accumulator. Favorite here, 14, Green Sapphire at 8-10, Potberry 6-1, 7-1, Pursuit of Fame, it's an 8-1, and Better Ball those. Can You Dance, 16-1 into 10-1, so touch off support there for horse number 10. From the Sean Terry. This is a son of Lancaster Bomber out of a trippy mare, Bye Bye Baby, and Calvin Abib takes a ride. But Alistair, Sean has got the favourite in the race here, Green Sapphire. This nicely bred daughter of Give Me the Green Light. Last time out, beaten behind Katiwe's Destiny. She's been off the track for some time, but she certainly has the right form to win in a race of this nature.
Yeah, the mother was very good, or was from a very prolific family at least. So Green Sapphire, she's probably just one of those horses that Sean might have liked. I hope I'm not speaking out of school here. That Sean might have liked, hoped to get a win under the belt. But when she didn't win her second start, probably thought, right, I'm going to miss winter and come back after a little bit of rain. It could be shrewd running a filly against male company here to get the pull at the weights. And to be fair, she does represent the best half-old 2-year-old juvenile form behind Little Ballerina and Katiwe's Destiny. although they went down to Durban in champion season, they probably ran a little bit underwhelming, both those horses. The fact that Little Ballerina's a champion 2-year-old filly of the Highvelds, and Katiwa's Destiny proved herself at a very high level as well, that she's not too far off the best of her generation, certainly of what we saw through the 2-year-old career. So Terry can bring them back from a rest, although fitness needs to be taken on trust. She's got a high number draw, and I reckon she'll be a very, very hard nut to crack. If she missed out on the place accumulator, I wouldn't be too pleased, and I'd be quite concerned about her. So I think she's nailed on for the first 3. Obviously interesting that the stable companions found a bit of early support. Number 10, Can You Dance, being by Lancaster Bomber out of a trippy mare. Calvin Habib takes the ride. I'd still lean towards the stable companion. Candice is running number 11 in Flame. Not impossible that he pops up into a checkers work as good. The son of Irish Flame, you don't see too many of those. But under no illusions, very, very hard ass to beat number 14, Green Sapphire. The more I look at this race, I make her a bar pot and place accumulator banker.
Number 14, Green Sapphire, the one to beat in race number 2. Race number 3 next, out of the pick 6, 1 is the off time. This is a fillies and mares 80 handicap over 1100 meters, and the favorite in race number 3 on the program is number 1, So Seductive. 2-1, 16-10, 16-10 Kings Again, 5-1 Global Thunder. You can get 6-1 Godspeed, Stars and Bras at 7s, and then Royal Horizon. There has been a touch of outside support for this filly. 14-1 into 10-1. Scratch the 3-horse, the Navy Lark. Now, Alistair, joint favourite here, numbers 1 and 6. 6 open to big improvement, winner on debut, beating Francilian, and we've seen that form line franked quite nicely with Francilian winning twice since.
Yeah, and I think Francilian's well above average. In fact, I reckon if they ran right now, I think Francilian would beat number 6, Kings Again. There was a quarter of a length in it on debut, and obviously Kings Again comes off a layoff. But she could also be open to any amounts of improvement, could number 6, Kings Again, another daughter of One World, who started late as a 2-year-old and still able to do the job for Cornet-Spee. So it'll be very interesting to see how she goes, because So Seductive's not a bad filly, rated 82. She's got top weight. She's from a prolific family. I liked her last run to a stable companion, Chasing Happiness, who for me is just a better horse than So Seductive. So interesting dynamics. We'll learn a lot about number 6, Kings Again. I'm finding it hard to split them, and I've also got number 2, Global Thunder, in my pick 6, which is my suggested bet on this card, by the way. Numbers 1, 2 and 6 are the horses I'm going to row in with. Probably in order of preference, I'll go in numerical order, 1, 2 and 6. So let's go through it. So Seductive, a winner at her penultimate start. That was on the Turpentine Inside Track. That was when fields were small, and you probably didn't get a fair reflection of where your horses stood. It was just a matter of, being able to beat the meek and perhaps mild opposition. But she still got the job done and followed up with, like I said, a fair run behind her, in my opinion, a better horse. I think So Seductive could have a few wins to come, especially at this type of level, and I think that Pierce Stratum will suit her as well, because I don't think she likes those type of hard rides that she gets from time to time. She kind of just digs her toes, and so Stratum, just to keep her balanced, that could work a charm at number 1, So Seductive. Number 2, Global Thunder, since her rating has dropped, she's simply become more competitive. She was not a bad little 2-year-old, and I think the Corey Lensley yard's coming to hand, had a winner during the week with Guy Alexander. You can just tell by the pickup in the form that you can be a little bit more confident about the runner. So she's a player under Louis and Klaapel, who's ridden it very well at her last 2 starts. I respect her chances. And then number 6, Kings Again, simply because she could be anything.
Yeah, Kings Again, certainly the filly that we need to keep an eye on here in race number 3. Next up will be race number 4, and race 4 will be run at 2 o'clock. Here, this is the start of Jackpot 1. It's a maiden plate for fillies and mares over 1700 meters. Favorite, number 6, Glamorous Lady at 11-10. It's 28-10, Ambitious Lady, Ancient Wisdom at 4-1, 7-1 Empress Wood, then it is 12-1, and Better Bother. Scratch is number 5, Lacewing. Now, this filly, Glamorous Lady, she was beaten at short odds last time out at 8-10 behind Fireburst, but that did look to be a 2-horse race between those two. She was second best. Muzieni with the Waishong Mawin, they team up here, and this filly could certainly get the job done at start number 5.
I think she will, Raheel, especially with the scratching of number 5, Lacewing. I think Glamorous Lady will be very hard to beat. As you mentioned, cold feet on the fact that she got beaten at 8-10 last time out, but I don't think Fireburst is all that bad. The penultimate form line behind Kuramati is average to say the least. But I mean, how good is this form line going to be? It's probably not going to be good when you actually go into depth. There's very, very little substance here to the level of form that these horses bring into the picture. So I think that she'll get her day in the sun. I don't think she's half bad, number 6 Glamorous Lady, either. And I think at her level she could win a couple. So she is easily the top choice. My initial numbers were 5 and 6. Now with number 5 Lacewing taken out, I've got number 1 Ambitious Lady in my play as well. Look, she's a 12-start maiden. She's obviously not going to Hollywood, but I look closely at these 2 Tony Peter runners. I beg your pardon, number 1 Ambitious Lady is trained by Corey Lindsay, going back to the well. But I reckon that Gavin Lorena would have had the opportunity to ride number 7 Ancient Wisdom, and he stuck with number 1 Ambitious Lady, who he rode at the last 2, running second to Hats Lady last time. I mean, that pretty much puts her in her place. This is one of her best chances to run a nice race, number 1 Ambitious Lady. But no doubt number 6 Glamorous Lady does hold the key. She'll be a tough horse to beat. But I've gone 2 horses in the pick 6 just because of being once bitten, twice shy with the daughter of New Predator. But she ought to win.
Moving along to race number 5 now. This is the start of Jackpot 2 over 1700 meters. It's an MR 74 handicap. 1440 is the off time. Number 4 Tambi is the favorite here. 3-1 into 5-2. 3-1 Future Wolf. 3-1 American Biscuit. Lutuli at 4-1 is 5-1 Guerrilla Warfare. Vava Vegas 10-1 and Stormy Winter at 25-1. Scratches number 6 Japanese Maple. Now this is one of those apprentice races over 1700 meters. And what's your thoughts here, Alistair? It doesn't seem to be a race that's quite cut and dry.
No, and I generally shudder when I see these apprentice races, but what we do have here is a few horses that I've been keeping very close tabs on, and I'm going to trust what I've seen of late. So my pick 6 numbers are 3, 4, 5 and 8, and I'll tell you exactly why. Number 3 Future Wolf I liked a lot last time, and he was desperately unlucky. Got the champion apprentice of last season on board, James De Harbour. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because he's the only apprentice here who does not claim. So does that nullify the advantage of James being the leading apprentice in the country, and the fact that he's got no claim against some guys that claim 4 and could be well worth that 4? That remains to be seen. But I think Future Wolf was unlucky not to win last time, and I'm going to back him up and make a very strong case for him here again. 4th Ambi, Lorenzo Kareem's got a string in very good hearts in Joburg at the moment. Trent Mayhew and his 2.5 kilo claim is a joke. So from that point of view, you've got to respect. Does he have the weight turnaround to turn around with Future Wolf? The answer to that is no. In fact, Japanese Maple's got their edge, but I don't know if Japanese Maple's bringing enough convincing form into the picture here. So I think Tambi will be fairly close to Future Wolf, if not turning him over. So that's something to look at. Of the Waishong mowing runners, I'm going with number 5 American Biscuit as the pick. I like the run to Apache Sun last time. I think Apache Sun would easily account for this field. I know that obviously he received 5 kilos. What's his name? Shire Mbuto rode his first winner at Hollywoodbets Greyville a week ago, and I was very encouraged with how he pushed out and how balanced he is, and looks to be fairly strong. When apprentices ride their first few winners, it's almost like the horse takes them there. But I'm prepared to say that Olisi Mbuto actually did a lot of justice. That's it. Yeah. But he's got a nickname of Shire, according to Garth Puller. But I like what I saw from Olisi. I think that he did himself a lot of justice, looking like he did the horse a few favours as well. It wasn't only the horse that carried him there. So, yeah, American Biscuit comes into the play. And the very interesting runner for me is number 8, Vaal Vegas, going over this trip for the first time in a long time. The last time he went over a mile, he won. He's now going 1,700 metres. He gets Garish Samobertio, who at least has been to the Vaal. A lot of these guys haven't. In fact, more than half of the riders in this race haven't been to the Vaal. Garish at least has. Carries 50 kilos. I think this horse has been looking for the trip, number 8, Vaal Vegas. I'm surprised it's taken him so long to try. So, off a lightweight, very, very dangerous runner. 3, 4, 8, and 5 in order of preference. Those are my horses in the pick 6.
That's our forces in race number 5 for Alistair and Future Wolf. Unlucky last time out. Let's see if he can make amends on Thursday. Moving along to race number 6. This is an MR 84 handicap over 1700 meters. 3:15 is the off time for a 6. Favorite here in the 6th race on the card is number 1 Mullerman. 5-1 along with Total Surrender, Eiffel Tower, Eiger Sanction, Celtic Rush. Wow, 5 horses at 5-1 here. Goes to show how open this race is. Alistair, race number 6. What have you done in the pick 6?
Ridiculously hard race, Raheel. 1, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 10 are my numbers. If you can go field, go field. Moolah Man, 1 from 1 over the course and distance, beat Royal Edition on the 4th of July. The collateral form from that race shows Moolah Man should stay in front of Royal Edition and Black Lightning. So from that point of view, Moolah Man, who I liked last time behind Atareme, dropping in distance, obviously, dropping in class rather, obviously gets a little bit more weight to shoulder, but I think that he's going to be bang there just because he's consistent. Number 4, Total Surrender. Craig Zaki rides for Lucky Hudolakis on the run on the 26th of September when Royal Edition beat him. Total Surrender's got every opportunity of finishing a lot closer. In fact, he gets in here 1.5 kilos better off for 2 3/4 lengths. Is that enough? I don't know, but I think number 4, Total Surrender, is definitely good enough to give things a shake. Number 5, Royal Edition, gets Striker on board, start to finish winner last time over 2,000 meters. If Striker can get a soft lead, this will be very dangerous for number 5, Royal Edition. Number 6 on the card, Eiffel Tower. This strikes me a little bit of the Argo Alleys, does number 6, Eiffel Tower. Rating is coming down. He's getting closer. He competed at a much higher level when he was a youngster, was Eiffel Tower. I think he's coming down to a very workable mark that's going to make him dangerous, if not here, very, very soon. He's popping up on my radar. I think we're going to make money off him in the coming months. Eiger Sanction gets stable elect Muzi Annie on board. Life's getting a lot harder for Eiger Sanction, but he's winning better and better every time. And then one of my horses that I'm losing a bit of patience in, but I'm not going to give up on just yet. Number 10, Celtic Rush. Never has the rub of the green, this poor horse. Hasn't won for 154 days, but hinting that a win's just around the corner. Cabello Matsanyani rides for David Nevenese, and I've chucked him in because I'll kick myself if he were to win, and I wasn't on his side for the first time in a long, long time.
Yeah, competitive race. Very, very tricky race number 6, and there's quite a few winning chances. Moving along to race number 7. This is a 66 handicap over 1,400 meters, and 15.50 is the off time for race number 7. Tried and True 3-1. Number 1 Khalida at 4-1. 7-1 Mika's Bomb. It's then 10-1 and better by those. Now this horse Khalida, I see Muzieni takes a ride here for Waishong Mawin once again. Last time out, third to Captain of the Green in a race that was a lot stronger than this, and he's got draw number 14, which will certainly be very beneficial. I know it is a big field, but Alistair, based on his last start, could he be a hard horse to beat here?
Raheel, I was a short head away from bankering him in the pick 6, and although this doesn't look like a race where you can go narrow, because I think if you look past the 2 horses that have gone in, and no surprises are the 2 horses at the top of the boards, then it becomes very, very complicated. So I'm going to set out my stall. The reason why Khalida's not a banker, he got £4 for being a loser last time. But as you say, he's plummeted in class from a novice handicap with an average rating of 81, finally carried no weight. And also bear in mind, he's been the subject of big support in his last 2 starts as well. They've come for number 1 Khalida in a big way, and they've been burned, but maybe this time is the time that he repays them. The high number draw is going to do him a lot of favours. Muzi and he sticks with him. He's going to be a very, very hard horse to beat. But the reason, as mentioned, the reasons are 4-point penalty for being a loser last time. That puts me off. And then number 6, Tried and True, having her first run in Joburg as well. Her Cape form wasn't too bad. It wasn't a very high class by any stretch of the imagination. Beaten at Hollywoodbets Greyville on the poly last time out, but I'd like to believe that she will at least be competitive and be dangerous at this level. No doubt number 1 is the horse to beat, but number 6, Tried and True, definitely worth a second glance on her local debut.
Yeah, Khalida, the top pick here at 4-1, and race time, no doubt, 4-1 is definitely not going to last. He'll start shorter, probably start the favourite in this race here, given, as Alistair touched on, the way the money has come for him at his last 2 starts. But let's see how race number 7 does unfold. Race number 8, final race on the day, 4:25 is the off time. It's an MR 74 handicap. It's an apprentice race to a round of proceedings for us over 1,200 meters. And here the favourite is number 4 and 6, his Lordship at 5-1, and number 6, Warm Winter Night, 6-1, King of Numbers, Captain Efficient, Prize Platinum, 7-1, and better ball those. Scratch numbers 10 and 14, so it's a field of 12 runners remain. Alistair, I'd like to know what you've done in the final race on the day.
I'm having a bet here, Raheel, but it's going to be a big place bet as opposed to a win bet. And I might even line up a little treble that'll be Green Sapphire in race 2 to win, onto Khalida in race 7 to win, onto number 2 Alone Time to run a place. Ooh. I think he can win as well.
10-1.
Make you on how much?
10-1.
10 to 1. Well, we'll take a lot of places about number 2 Alone Time, and I might even have a little nibble on him at 10 to 1. The son of Willow Magic, last time behind Karate Kid. Karate Kid would eat this opposition. He trotted up at the Vaal at his penultimate start. He's got a high number draw. He's got the most in-demand apprentice in the country at the moment with his 2.5 claim. Based at the Vaal, I think number 2 Alone Time, the fact that he's least, there are quite a few progressive horses in this race to be fair, but he is one of those progressive horses. I think that he's above the handicap of having won his maiden as a 4-year-old. If he was 3 and won his maiden the 12th of September, and I know the weight for age scale obviously counts as for the argument that I'm going to make, he probably would have come out the maidens rated 88. So number 2 Alone Time, I'm going to motivate as a very strong first selection, but unfortunately I cannot banker a horse like that in the pick 6. So backup comes up in the form of number 6, Warman's the Knights and Stable Companion, number 7, Captain Efficient. Their profiles tell you why they're runners. They're just consistent. They deserve their day in the sun, and they'll go close enough. 9 and 11, the other 2 horses. Number 9, Little Miss Swagger, if she's fit enough, she's definitely good enough. She ran a grade 1 level as a 2-year-old. She's obviously been sparingly raced. She's run with many divisions stronger than this. She's obviously not as good as those horses, many divisions stronger than this, but number 9, Little Miss Swagger, with a rating drop, she's come down 10 pounds from her last run. Obviously that is exacerbated by the fact that she's been off for more, is it 9 months or 6 months that the handicapper allows a further drop. So number 9, Little Miss Swagger, enters calculations. Like I said, fit enough, don't know, ready enough, don't know, but good enough, definitely. And then the other Habib horse, number 6, Commander of All, also deserves a mention. Never Nastili takes her out. But I'm keen on number 2, Alone Time in the finale. I reckon he cannot miss the first 3, and he can very definitely win it.
Number 5, King of Numbers. You haven't included this horse here. Wasn't this apprentice the one that won with his first ride on that filly Smelton in Babu?
No, that was the man riding number 6, Warman's and Garish Duke. I've never heard of Babu.
But yeah, I think maybe this horse could be worth a second look here. 4 off the back, and his last run to Prince of Kildare, I know, well beaten, but that was in a tougher race. Maybe he could be one to fill out those exactas, trifectas and quartets. But Alistair quite likes the look of number 2, Alone Time, in race number 8. 10 to 1 the current price, 14 to 10 for top 4 place with Hollywoodbets, and Trent Mayhew takes a ride here. Let's see how this 4-year-old son of Willow Magic does shape up in race number 8. Moving along to the suggested bet now, and Alistair will take us through his suggested bet for racing on Thursday out at the Vaal, and it is a pick 6 as is touched on during the show. Alistair, take it away.
Yep, brave pick 6, but a pick 6 all the same. 25 past 1 is when it gets underway with race 3 on the 8 race card. It's an earlier start, so don't miss the boat. 1, 2 and 6, So Seductive, Global Thunder and Kings Again. By 1 and 6, Ambitious Lady and Glamorous Lady. It was 5 and 6, but that's obviously altered. I've gone in with backup for number 6, Glamorous Lady in the second leg. Then gone 3, 4, 5 and 8, Future Wolf, Tambi, American Biscuit and Vaal, Vegas. Lots of horses in race 6. Can't really make head or tail, but they are 1, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 10. By 1 and 6, very keen on Kalida, and then the final leg, very keen on number 2, Alone Time, to at least run in the first 3, but 2, 6, 7, 9 and 11 to wrap things up.
5 horses in the final leg of that pick 6. Alistair, thanks very much for all of your insight, and looking forward to the card on Thursday. It certainly looks to be a card where the punters can make a bit of cash.
Yeah, it is a money-making card, really. I mean, it's like I said, a typical Vaal fair in that you've got to play, obviously, quite carefully. A couple of races that look quite trappy, but I've seen a lot of these cards at my time. If you're on the right side of it, and a lot of punters generally are, because, you know, obviously some things stand out. If you're on the right side of it, you're in for a big payday. So I think take advantage of what you see here.
Certainly looking forward to the meeting on Thursday. All the best with racing out at the Vaal, and hopefully you manage to make a bit of cash.